Hello and welcome back to more High Peak. Now, if you've got £5,000 to spend on a used car, finding something reliable isn't actually that difficult. But finding something reliable with an automatic gearbox, unfortunately, that's another matter entirely. The problem is that while many modern automatic gearboxes are excellent, some can be extraordinarily expensive when they go wrong. And when you're buying at the lower end of the market, the cost of repairing a failed gearbox can easily exceed the value of the car itself. That's why I would always advise being particularly careful when shopping for a cheap used auto. The wrong choice can turn what seemed like a bargain into a very expensive mistake. The good news though is that there are still plenty of dependable automatic cars out there, if you know what to look for. Cars with proven gearboxes, strong reliability records, and a reputation for providing years of trouble-free motoring. So in this video, I'm going to show you 10 of the most reliable automatic cars you can buy for less than £5,000. And just to be clear, this list doesn't feature the most luxurious, the fastest, or the newest. What it does instead is give you a list of 10 cars that shouldn't give you a 4-figure gearbox repair bill. Before we get onto the list though, I just want to rattle off some cars you need to avoid. So anything with Ford's PowerShift gearbox, I would avoid those, they're not great. Anything with VW's DSG gearbox, at this price point, I think you're asking for trouble. Anything with Renault's EDC. Anything with a semi-automatic gearbox. Now, they're easy to spot because when you look on the adverts, you won't see a traditional PRND. What you'll see instead is a plus and a minus and an A and an R. They don't look like a standard automatic gearbox. Now what that is an automated manual, and they're just a complete headache, so I'd avoid those. I'd also avoid Nissan's CVT gearbox because they're really unreliable. They fit them in all sorts of stuff from the Duke to the X-Trail and they're just bad news. They always go wrong. I'd also avoid anything with a BMW, Mercedes or Audi badge. Not because the gearboxes are inherently bad, but at £5,000, the rest of the car might have other issues. So yeah, I'd steer clear of those. What you really need to look at instead of these semi-automatic gearboxes or CVTs are something with either an eCVT from Toyota or Lexus, because they're pretty good, or a traditional automatic gearbox with a torque converter, because they're just far more reliable. First up on the list then is the Hyundai i30 automatic. Now this is a bit of a dark horse really, because I think they're just often overlooked. Most people head straight to Japanese cars when they want a reliable automatic, not a Korean one. And as a result, these are great value. What it is essentially is an Astra or Focus or Golf sized car. So you get a decent sized boot, decent sized interior, they're nice and practical, sensible to run, but crucially, the automatic gearbox is a traditional auto with a torque converter, and they're very reliable. You can pick these up with sensible mileage for well under £5,000, and it's a good all-rounder. I know this video is about automatic gearboxes and not so much the engine, but the engine on those is really reliable as well. Whether you go for a petrol or a diesel, they're all chain driven, so no timing belts to replace. They're just a really good car. Next up on the list then is the Mazda 3. Now I'm a big fan of the Mazda 3. You have to watch out for rust, but apart from that, they're a really reliable car. And crucially, they use a traditional automatic gearbox, a bit like the Hyundai, so you've got a torque converter and not a lot else. This is actually one of the better Japanese alternatives. Again, it's a similar size to the i30, so it's the same size as a Focus or a Golf, so you get a decent sized boot, you get plenty of room in the back for your kids or your passengers. And yeah, it's just a good all-rounder. Also, if you go for one of the 2 litres, they're quite high spec. So you'll probably get things like Xenon lights and a Bose audio system. They're really good cars. And a bit like the Hyundai, they're also chain driven, so no timing belts to replace. And yeah, you can't really go wrong. It'll probably be a little bit thirstier than the Hyundai if you go for one of the 2 litres. But what you pay in fuel, you will save in maintenance. Now if you want something a bit bigger than the Mazda 3 or the i30, what I'd recommend next is a Toyota Avensis. These are really good cars, these. Whilst it might not be fashionable, it is immensely practical. You get a massive boot. Don't forget these are also available as an estate car or a station wagon as well, so they are really practical. They're a really good family car. There's plenty of room in the back, you get a good strong engine, and crucially, you get a reliable gearbox. All this for less than £5,000. If you go for a high-spec one, you'll get things like heated leather seats and climate control and cruise control, so you're not short of much. If you need to carry a lot of people and things and you do more motorway miles, this is definitely the best car on this list. Personally, I'd go for one of the petrols, and even something like the big 2.4 is a really reliable engine. Now before we get onto the next car on today's list, I need to give you another piece of advice. Before you hand over any cash for a used car, you need to do a thorough car vertical check first. It's the best way of finding out more about the car's history. Doing a car vertical check is the best way of finding out if the car you're looking at has ever been stolen, written off, had a mileage rollback, or has outstanding finance on it. All you need to do is go to carvertical.com and simply type in the reg or the VIN. It's that easy. It works in 40 different countries, so it isn't just a UK thing, but it'll show you the ownership history, the reg plate changes, the MOT history, the average running cost for the year. It's a really thorough check, this, and I can't recommend them enough. If you use my promo code HIGHPEAK, that's HIGHPEAK all one word, HIGHPEAK, you can save 20% off each and every check you do. And if you're considering multiple cars, 3 or more, they do like a bundle offer. So using my promo code HIGHPEAK, you can save up to 50% on these checks. I'll leave the link below in the video description, but basically all you need to do is go to carverscore.com and remember my promo code HIGHPEAK. Right, next car on the list. Next up on the list then is the Honda Civic, but with this choice you do need to be careful. What you need to make sure is that you get one with a proper automatic gearbox, not one of those I-Shift semi-autos. You see, Honda's I-Shift automatic is actually an automated manual. So what it is essentially is a manual gearbox that's controlled by robots, basically. Think of it like that. So it does have a tendency to go wrong. It can be quite problematic and expensive to repair. But if you're careful, they did do a traditional automatic with a PRND, so check out that. Like the other cars on this list, they're chain driven, so no timing belts to replace. They're very reliable, they're very spacious, very practical, and also quite comfortable. It's a good all-rounder, this. The good thing with the Civic is, yes, it's very dependable and reliable, but it also looks quite cool. Whereas a lot of these cars on the list aren't the most exciting to look at, but the Civic, I think, breaks that mould. The next choice for you is a really good option if you're conscious of fuel, because this is a hybrid. Now what this is a Toyota Auris. Now in other parts of the world it's called a Corolla, but in Europe and the UK it's called the Auris, and they're really good cars. What this is essentially is a Toyota Prius in a prettier body shell. I've had many of these over the years, and they're one of the most reliable cars on the planet. The other good thing with these is that the road tax is also cheap. Now a lot of these petrol automatics, unfortunately, are quite heavy on road tax, but not the Auris hybrid. Now when you do your research, you might think that the Auris has a CVT, and you might think, hang on a minute, Matt, you just advised me against these. Well, that's not quite the full story, because the Auris uses something called an eCVT. Because it's a hybrid, it isn't as unreliable as the other CVTs that I told you to avoid. These are actually really reliable. I had an Auris once with 200,000 miles on the clock, and it still ran like a Swiss watch. Now if you need something larger and more practical than the Auris, you really can't beat a Toyota Prius. That's the next car on today's list. I know they've got this sort of geeky image, but I really like them. You really can't go wrong with a Prius. This is definitely the sensible choice. You've got low road tax, cheap running costs, this will do in excess of 50 miles per gallon, and they're very, very reliable. If you go for something like a T4 spec or a T-Spirit, then it comes with all the optional extras. So what you've got essentially is a really nice luxurious car as well. You get plenty of room in the back, a decent sized boot, and very low running costs. Taxi drivers love these cars for a very good reason. They're nice and easy to drive, they're comfortable, and they're incredibly reliable. It isn't uncommon to see one of these with 250,000 miles still going strong. They just don't die. Next up then on today's list, if you want something more luxurious, is the Lexus GS. Now the GS 300 is a terrific car and it's massively underrated. I genuinely think these are an absolute bargain. You get a really nice V6 engine. Yes, it's higher road tax and lower MPG, but it's a nice luxury car here with a reliable automatic gearbox. So if you don't do many miles, this is definitely what I'd drive. It's comfortable, it's refined, it comes with all the optional extras, and I guarantee it won't let you down. Next up on the list then is the Kia Sportage. Now I'm a big fan of the Kia Sportage, I've had dozens of them over the years, and they just don't go wrong. The automatic gearbox they use is very reliable. I've never had an issue. The later ones used a DCT, a twin clutch gearbox, and they can have some trouble. But the early ones were a standard automatic, and they rarely go wrong. So if you need a practical SUV that won't let you down, I can wholeheartedly recommend a Kia Sportage. If you go for something like a KX3 or a KX4, it comes with heated seats, sat-nav, reverse camera. They're a really good car, and £5,000 will get you a nice example. They're a chain-driven engine, so no belts to replace, and yeah, they just rarely go wrong. Apart from a stick-in sunroof and broken aircon, I can't think of anything else that I can warn you about the Sportage. They're just a really good all-rounder. Number 2 on this list, and this is something of a favourite of mine, is the little Suzuki Swift. Now, I'm a big fan of the Suzuki Swift, but a bit like the Civic, you need to make sure that you go for one with a proper auto gearbox, not one of those automated manuals. So if you're looking to buy one, go for one with a bigger petrol engine and check on the advert, make sure that it says PRND, not A or plus or minus or any of that sort of stuff. You need to make sure you've got a proper traditional automatic gearbox with a torque converter. It's not exciting as such, but it is a good looking little car and they are quite fun to drive. They're practical enough, it's sort of like a Fiesta or a Polo sized car, but you can fold on the rear seats and you can fit a surprising amount of stuff in the boot. They're a really good car and they're quite cheap to run. It'd make a great first car, and again, they just don't really go wrong. The engines are reliable and crucially, so are the gearboxes. Number 1 on this list, and remember there's no particular order to this, this is just 10 cars that I know have a reliable automatic gearbox. It's the Honda CR-V. Honda have made the CR-V now for decades, and you really can't go wrong. If you want something reliable, safe, practical, you need a CR-V. The only downside, of course, is you'll pay higher road tax and you won't get that many miles per gallon. But if you don't do many miles, this is a good option. The driving position's nice, you sort of step up into it, so if you've got a bad back or bad hip or something, this is perfect. Visibility is very good, and they're very practical. You can get 3 adults in the back and plenty of room in the boot for your luggage. They're a really good option. £5,000 will get you a really nice one, and again, I'd go for quite a high spec, just because I like to have leather seats and climate control and stuff like that. But if you're not too fussy, you'll get probably an even newer one in a lower spec. I'd opt for a petrol, not a diesel, and you shouldn't have any issues. The automatic gearboxes on those are very reliable. So I think that's about it, ladies and gents. There are 10 automatic cars that you can buy for less than £5,000 in the UK with a very reliable automatic gearbox. One important thing to remember though, and most people forget this, you need to service the automatic gearbox. Most people don't. Most people think that it's just sealed for life and you don't need to change the fluid or the filter. But that's wrong. If you change the automatic gearbox fluid and filter every 80,000 miles or less if possible, then it will continue running. It's like any other part, it needs to be serviced. Most people don't, and then invariably they break. I think when you're shopping for a cheap auto, most people actually don't consider the automatic gearbox. They shop by the brand or by the engine because they know them to be reliable. But there's no point having a reliable engine if your gearbox breaks. That's why I'd always favour something simple and with a strong track record for reliability. I'd definitely choose that over something newer, flashier, or with a more prestigious badge. If you choose one of these cars on the list, you might not end up with the most exciting car on the road, but you will end up with something that will last you for many more years. And that, I guess, is the aim of this video. What you want to look for ideally is a car with low miles and full service history. I'd always buy on condition over, badge or spec. Let me know in the comments below which automatic car you choose for £5,000, and if you've had any of these cars featured on today's list, then let me know your experience in the comments below. But as always, thank you for watching. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't done already. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. I'll leave the links below. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Cheers guys.